Category 2 Hurricane Idalia has strengthened further now with winds of 110 miles per hour. Central pressure around 958 millibars. Currently moving north at 18 miles per hour as of 11 p.m., 2300 hours, that is. August 29th, 2023. The storm currently rapidly continuing its rapid intensification right now. Has been looking a lot better on satellite imagery now. As you can see, we have an eye beginning to become better. That's beginning to that in earlier frames was beginning to clear out and is now becoming a bit more mature. It's still got some work to be done, but it's definitely noticeable now. Especially in latest frames. Right now, the storm is on the verge of becoming a major hurricane, and the storm is unfortunately now forecast to make landfall on Florida as a Category 4 hurricane, forecasted landfall intensity of 130 miles per hour. That's right, you heard me correctly. The storm is now forecast to make landfall on Florida as a Category 4 hurricane. So here we are looking at satellite imagery showing a very impressive storm right now, but that eye is really starting to get circular and it's really starting to get deeper. Right now, let's switch to some infrared imagery to see just exactly how deep the eye is getting. As soon as all the frames load. As you can see here, we've originally started out with an eye that wasn't fully cleared, but in recent frames it has just barely become fully cleared. There is now a full hole of clouds in that eye instead of it just being a dip in the center. It is now a full eye, small one, but a full eye in those clouds now, and we are likely going to see that eye become better and better defined as this storm continues intensification. I imagine by the morning we're going to be dealing with already a strong Category 3 storm, and the storm will be coming very close to making a Category 4 landfall. The chances of Category 4 landfall have significantly increased because of the storm's intensification trends, it's looking very, very likely now that the storm is going to make a Category 3 landfall or Category 4 landfall. Going straight to the models. I'm sorry, I didn't prepare these ahead of time. Literally, just the little National Hurricane Center information literally just came in. All right, so here we go with the forecast. As you can see here, that forecasted Category 4 landfall occurring. Very powerful storm indeed it will be. There's already already at a very devastating intensity. Heavy rain, the continued potential for a few rain-wrapped tornadoes. And extreme storm surge and flash flooding are all on the cards. Thankfully, no tornadoes have occurred yet, but there is still a great deal amount of time for that to happen. The storm will move through the Carolinas and Georgia as a tropical storm. Tropical storm for the Carolinas. It will still likely be a hurricane moving through Georgia, unfortunately. So, Georgia, you're also expecting hurricane conditions in your area from this storm by tomorrow afternoon and into the evening. You should be dealing with a Category 1 or Category 2 hurricane in portions of southern Georgia by that time. And then the storm just moves off, begins to move away from the coastline as a very raggedy-looking tropical storm, if even a tropical storm anymore. It might be post-tropical by that point. We still don't know for certain. And now we're going to get a look at just exactly what wind shear, kind of wind shear we're dealing with. Reload this. I think this is out of date actually. Stand by to reload this whole thing. All right. I don't know why I didn't do this earlier. Actually, it might have been in the right spot, but looked like the one from earlier. Yeah, it was the right one. My apologies. Thought it was the same one I was looking at earlier. Same scene as last update though, pretty much. The storm is, except the slight difference that the storm is now running into some of that higher wind shear. It is now in a wind shear environment of 20 knots, which is considered neutral. The storm will generally be heading in toward a 25 and even 30 knot wind shear environment, although considering the storm's current trends and the energy it already has packed, this wind shear will not be high enough to prevent the storm from continuing its rapid intensification phase. This storm is still intensifying. It is almost definitely going to be a Category 3 storm, and the chances of Category 4 have significantly gone up. There is still a chance that it could. There are still some chances that it might not make it to Category 4 because of this wind shear, but the chances of it remaining below Category 4 are much lower than they previously were now. However, on the note of this storm getting the chances of becoming Category 4, here's why. The water temperatures underneath the storm right now are 31 to 32 degrees Celsius now, and that's going to really aid the storm in the massive, intensification rate. Excuse my wording there; it was a little messed up, but. We will definitely see the intensification rate going up more from here. We expect 15 to 20 miles per hour to be added to this storm before landfall. Also, another thing I want to view for you guys about the storm, the National Weather Service earlier today did have a tornado watch issued. I apologize for not covering it in this afternoon's earlier this afternoon's update. But there is a tornado watch for the western Florida Peninsula, containing the potential for a few tornadoes and isolated significant damaging wind gusts to 75 miles per hour associated with individual thunderstorms. That potential of 75-mile-an-hour winds is not related to the to Hurricane Idalia itself. It is related to the thunderstorms that are associated with the hurricane. At this time, so we are dealing with that potential double trouble situation here, with the potential for thunderstorm winds and tornadoes to occur. So that is pretty much all we have for now. This is the last. This is probably going to be the last update for Hurricane Idalia. For this day, as we are about 39 minutes from midnight. The next update should occur sometime tomorrow morning, probably around 7 or later, probably closer to 8 o'clock is when the next update will occur. So that is that for now. Good night, and I will be back tomorrow morning.